It was on that rainy day, when raindrops pelted against the window pane, their incessant tapping echoing through the room. I sat by the crackling fireplace, enveloped in the warmth it provided, yet an icy grip seemed to tighten around my heart. The storm outside intensified, its rage matching the unease that had settled within me. I could not shake the feeling that something was amiss. I lived in a secluded cottage nestled deep within the woods, far away from the comforts of civilization. The rainstorms that frequented these parts were notorious for their intensity, but this night was different. It carried an air of foreboding, as if nature itself was preparing to unleash some unspeakable horror upon me. As the rain continued to pound relentlessly, the walls seemed to whisper secrets long forgotten. Shadows danced eerily across the room, casting haunting silhouettes upon the walls. A chill ran down my spine, and I found myself peering out into the stormy darkness, searching for answers that eluded me. The rain took on an almost sinister quality, its rhythm growing faster and more erratic. It was as if it were trying to convey a message, a warning that I was yet to decipher. But what could it be? Was it a message from the spirits of the forest, or perhaps a dire omen of the perils that awaited me? Unable to resist the lure of the storm, I donned my coat and stepped out onto the rain-soaked path. The wind howled through the trees, their branches swaying in a macabre dance. Each step I took was accompanied by the squelching of wet earth beneath my boots. As I ventured deeper into the woods, the rain became heavier, obscuring my vision. My footsteps faltered, uncertainty gripping my every move. But I pressed on, driven by an unexplainable compulsion, a force beyond my control. Suddenly, I stumbled upon an old, dilapidated cabin hidden amongst the trees. It stood as a relic of the past, a testament to forgotten times. Curiosity overwhelmed my fear, and I cautiously approached the decaying structure. The door creaked open with a haunting screech, as if protesting against my intrusion. Inside, the room was suffused with a chilling dampness. The faint glow of a lantern flickered in the corner, casting eerie shadows across the worn wooden floor. The air was heavy with an otherworldly presence, a reminder of the stories whispered in hushed tones by the villagers. A gust of wind rattled the windows, and in that moment, I caught sight of a figure standing at the far end of the room. Its silhouette was barely discernible amidst the gloom, but a sense of malevolence emanated from its very being. My heart raced, and a cold sweat formed on my brow. I summoned the courage to speak, my voice quivering in the eerie silence. "Who are you? What do you want?" The figure remained silent, but its eyes burned like smoldering embers, fixated on me. The rain outside grew deafening, as if nature itself had conspired to drown out any hope of escape. Suddenly, the figure moved, gliding towards me with an ethereal grace. Fear paralyzed me, rendering me powerless to flee. It whispered a name that sent shivers down my spine, a name I had long thought buried in the depths of forgotten lore. As the figure drew closer, its ghastly features became clearer. It wore tattered clothes, its flesh pale and decaying. I gasped, realizing the true nature of the apparition before me. It was a ghost, a tormented soul trapped between the realms of the living and the dead. In that horrifying moment, I understood the true meaning behind the storm. The rain, the whispers, the shadows, they were all a prelude to this encounter, a warning from the spirits of the forest. The ghostly figure reached out, its bony fingers inches away from my trembling form. And then, with a sudden gust of wind, it vanished, leaving me alone in the cabin. The rain continued to fall, but its intensity had waned, as if the storm had served its purpose. I stumbled back, my mind reeling from the encounter. As I made my way back through the woods, the rain washed away my fear, but the memory of that night would forever haunt my dreams. I had glimpsed the supernatural, witnessed the unexplainable, and felt the touch of the beyond. From that day forward, whenever the rain fell with a peculiar intensity, I would remember the ghostly encounter, a chilling reminder of the mysteries that lurk within the world. And as I sought solace from the storm and the warmth of my cottage, I couldn't help but wonder what other secrets the rain held, waiting to be discovered by those brave enough to listen.